The following is a presentation of Snowman Multimedia Sports. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Brian Snow to bring the West Conference. I do have a couple of new weapons on the way, but it's going to take a while for them to get here. So in the meantime, we have the setup, and I'm going to get, because my goal for you guys is to bring you the best stream available, and just bring you the best. Snowman Multimedia Sports Network is all about just bringing you the absolute best, from the preparation of the call to delivering the call and everything beyond that. The last game I did was UCLA and Ohio State in the Big Ten Women's Tournament. I did the second half of Iowa and Michigan, and that's because I was so tired after the first game that I fell asleep. So I have come up with a rule, and it's a rule that I should have been following all along, but you know, the excitement of doing streams like this and broadcasts like this and bringing back the dynamic of the old school simulcast got to me. And the rule that I've established is one game per day, no matter what time it is. and I am getting my health back in order. I am getting stronger every day. I am making sure that I take a lap around the house every day to get my legs going and to keep my legs going. And whenever I have to stretch, I'm going to get up and stretch. So this may be more of a talking session more than a broadcast, because as I got prepared to come on here and greet you guys this afternoon, I have had a ton of glitches. And when I say a ton of glitches, I mean just that. It has been not good, to say the least. It has not been good. And I am doing my absolute best to bring you the absolute best. The game that we have scheduled are the Gonzaga Lady Bulldogs and the Oregon State Lady Beavers. I will tell you about a person that you need to watch, and that is a freshman from Canterbury, New Zealand. Her name is Lauren Whitaker. She's a 6'3" redshirt freshman. And not only is she the West Coast Conference freshman of the year, she is also the West Coast Conference Player of the Year, giving Gonzaga 2 consecutive years where they have housed the West Coast Conference Player of the Year. I'm waiting on this feed to uh, get going to get doggone it, can't talk to get going. And there's a lot of things with my preparation that I have just installed, and I made the absolute critical mistake of not testing it. And I was testing it right before the show. Fortunately, that part of the broadcast is good. So all the prep work is done, and I think it is about time to go scoop my daughter up from work. Hi, honey.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
I guess I'm getting accompanied.
Oh, dog going with?
That's what it looks like.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
Yeah. So my wife is going with BK Brandon Keeler with us. Be careful and whether and where. Yeah, she is. It's 74 degrees here this afternoon. And I want to shout Brandon Keeler, who has been not just one of my best friends, but one of the people that has driven me to keep going with this and keep competing with everybody. And it's not a competition, but I will admit this aloud, and I have never admitted this aloud on a play-by-play call. But since I'm having technical difficulties, I will admit it to you here. You know what drove me at first to compete and get better? Jealousy. I said it. I one, and not jealousy, but envy that a lot of my friends were growing faster than I. And then I took some time to sort my feelings out, and I realized that the problem has been consistency, especially with the play-by-play calls, which a lot of people love. So instead of being envious of that, what I'm going to do is just work my head off to bring the best from our sports network to you, the fans, because when you guys tune in, you guys deserve the best, from Snowman in the Morning to the Brian Snow Show, which I'm taping a couple of episodes after this game wraps up. And announcement about that, the Brian Snow Show will come at you on Tuesdays beginning next week. And I think I have a way to bring this game to you. It's not going to be what I had hoped, but we're going to try it. All right. Let's see that. Connecticut has won the Big East, and they did it in dominating fashion on Monday. Congrats also to I totally forgot. And Playmaker said who had won the Atlantic Sun Conference. So congrats to their champions as well. And I hate the fact that I am clearly not prepared. I wrote down a lot of protocol steps and I didn't follow them. And that is on me. That is totally and definitely on me. But this is where the improvement starts to happen. Again, taking you all behind the scenes, and I will take your suggestions on how to make this better. And I want y'all to be as interactive as they are everywhere else. And I want y'all to be interactive here as they are everywhere else. That's what I want. And I pressed the wrong button. There you go. All right. Southland Tournament quarterfinal sees Stephen F. Austin trailing Nichols 38-35. They're in the third quarter. The Conference USA Championship first round is underway, and they're in the third quarter of that game of UTEP and Jacksonville State, and it's UTEP in front by 1. 28-27. Temple and Tulane in the American Conference Championship Tournament. They're in the first round there as Temple leads Tulane 7-4. All that is early. And what button I push now? Okay. Here's the name I want you guys to look for when you follow the women's basketball tournament. Her name is Michaela Blakes, and she is a sophomore at Vanderbilt, and she leads the nation in scoring at a little over 27 points per game. Now, I'm trying to find the game I'm looking for. And I can't seem to find it. This has been one of those. Oh, there it is. This has been one of those kind of days. All right. Let's see if we can get it here on the little screen instead of the big screen. All right. For Oregon State, your starting lineup goes Williamson, Schimmel. Where'd it go? It just moved. This is what I get for not having contingencies. And I apologize for this. And you know what else I apologize for? There's a lot of games that I want to do and I don't do because even though I do the preparations for them, I don't follow a simple rule, and that's put them on the calendar. And if there's something my wife has taught me often, very often, and sometimes I get too stubborn to think about it, if it's not in the calendar, it doesn't exist. And this one I had intended to put on the calendar, but I totally forgot to. All right. There is no score in the first quarter at Las Vegas. And the Yukon Lady Huskies are 6 wins away from their 7th perfect season. They got to win all 6 to claim the title in Phoenix, Arizona. All right, we got something. And Oregon State gets the first bucket and they lead nothing. Sorry about that. And we will take you through this as best we can. Whitaker on the drive, right of the lane, into the lane, shoots it up, banked it in, and a foul called. Oh, why did I do that? See, here's what gets on my nerves. Why there's no support for women's sports? None. And I hate it. So Whitaker completes the 3-point play. Let me get the right screen up here for you. And there we go. 8:23 for the first. It's a 3-pointer on the way, and that's good. And Oregon State back in front, 5-3. 8:05 left in the opening quarter. Gonzaga is going to win the Ballman of the Year and the West Coast Conference Player of the Year in Whitaker. They're looking for her down low, and they get it to her out to the left corner for three. Flash. 6-5 Gonzaga. I know what to do with this. I got both rosters here in game here. Rebound, and here comes Gonzaga. Okuso drives in and lays it in. Her first bucket. 8-5 Gonzaga, 7-10 for the quarter. The other thing I kept saying I was going to do, but I haven't done, here's a three. Pressure in the backcourt and a foul called. Oh, doggone it. 8-5 Gonzaga. 6:56. I can deal with this game. This is our first championship game of the week. We plan to bring you 6 of them throughout the course of the next 5 days. Okuso on the left wing. Foul line jump short. Whitaker snatches the rebound, goes back up short. And that foul is charged to Taylor Smith, the 6'2 graduate student from Pocatello, Idaho, played at Weber State before. Left wing is Alonzo. Alonzo turns on the dribble. Now hands it off, driving in all the way to the hoop, lays it in. And that is Ali Schimmel. Ali Schimmel with 4 to shoot it in off the glass. It's 10-7 Gonzaga. Oregon State has it back in play, and they just turned it over with a travel. I'm telling you, there should be more fans at these women's basketball games. Yeah, I said it. Okuso will depart. Gonzaga ball up 3. 5:45 left in the opening quarter. Looking low for Whitaker, can't get it to her. Off the screen, Day claims the rebound. And it was by Lizzie Williamson, the 6'5 senior. Where's the West Coast Conference? Good. By Jenna Villa. And we're tied at 10. 4:54 left in the opening quarter. Baseline jump from the right, no good. Rebound snatched down by Williamson. And now Oregon State with a chance to regain the lead. But they turn it over. Looking for Oregon State 10, Gonzaga 10. This is the 2026 West Coast Conference Championship live on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network. And yes, I said it aloud. I gotta what also my wife tells me, one brand and one brand only. Quit like rebuilding it and renaming it and things like that. So I got Snowman Multimedia Sports. That's our sports division. We haven't quite built the network yet, but once we do, I'll put the word network behind it. Here's where we are. We're tied at 10 with 4:43 left in the opening quarter. Some of the other games we'll bring to you this week include the Missouri Valley Conference Championship. That'll be on Sunday. And that, I believe, is a 2:00 tip time. Technology works good until it doesn't. Dagnabbit. And that's what's going on here. I'm going to get some better equipment. I promise you I am. I'm going to get some much better equipment. Braden Smith, NFL free agency, is signing with the Texans for 2 years and $25 million. The big thing that I heard this afternoon is that standout receiver Romeo Dobbs is heading to the Bay on a 3-year, $49 million contract. So he goes from Green Bay to the Bay. And that, of course, is San Francisco. I don't know what Torcon is. I'm about to find out. I'm also looking for a job here as well. All right, they're ready to get back to work. The West Coast Conference semifinal. Oregon State beat Loyola Marymount to get here. Scott Ruick, the head coach of the Oregon State Beavers. It's a 10-10 tie. And Gonzaga has the ball, white tops, white bottoms, navy blue numbers and lettering, and they move left to right. Betancourt's jumper, good. And it's Gonzaga back in front, 12-10. I'm going to try to use the big screen again. Now they have it low to Williams. She missed it. Follow is missed. Gonzaga the rebound. All up a deuce. Right baseline jumper. In and out. Williamson again the rebound. White Sox lead the Athletics 1-0. They're in the top of the first, which decided to go ahead and get back to my roots. Meanwhile, Oregon State gets a jumper from Schimmel, and they are tied 12 apiece. From the baseline, that pass tipped, gathered in, double fake, shovel pass underneath, and they come back outside with 10 on the shot clock. 8 to shoot. Betancourt tries again. Good. From the free throw line, and it's 14-12. Gonzaga. Inez Betancourt, the 5'9" senior from Portugal, played with Gino Auriemma for Gina Auriemma at UConn. Oregon State on the perimeter, 10 to shoot. Schimmel dances on the dribble outside left. Here she comes over the top to Williamson. Layup good, tied at 12. Good drive and kick. Lizzie Williamson has 6. 14 apiece, 2:25 for the opening quarter. And a foul called on the right wing. I have to just be sure of myself when I do these, because when I started, I was. And then my health problems happened. I did get a couple, unfortunately. And I think we got things situated. But then if I do that, then now this happens. Now this happens. Good gracious. Well, I'm going to see if some friends of mine are on the air. Maybe I should just wait until my my new weapons get here. And I will reveal one of them is going to be a new computer. At least I hope for it to be. 14 apiece and 95 seconds left in the opening quarter. Here's a 3 from straight on, short. Oregon State claims the rebound. 127 left in the quarter. 3 on the shot clock, 118 on the big one. And they'll operate in a 1-4 spread. Off the screen for 3. Good. Ali Schimmel hits the 3. 7. And now Gonzaga responds with a layup from Jayden Hall. 17-16. Oregon State misses from underneath. And now Gonzaga with a chance at the lead. 28 seconds left, 27 on the shot clock. A straight on 3 is good. And Gonzaga's back in front. 19-17, 15 in the quarter. Now 10, 7, 6, 5, 4. They have nowhere to go. 3, 2, 1, and they're not going to get a shot. They are not going to get a shot. So that's the end of that. They're done with 1. We're going to take a breather. Done with 1. Gonzaga 19, Oregon State 17. Back after this timeout.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Tiara Bolden and Allie Schimmel both lead Oregon State with 5 points apiece. Inez Betancourt has 7, and Lauren Whitaker has 6 to lead Gonzaga. And it's the Bulldogs who lead by 2, 19-17, as we get ready to start the second quarter from Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. Okay, situated. And now I'm really ready to do some play-by-play for you. We're waiting for the broadcast to return from its commercial break. The other thing I'm going to work on is I have to work on the vertical side of things, because all you are seeing right now is part of the score. You're not seeing me, but you're hearing me. I got to make that better. That is a priority of mine. I have a way to do it, but it's a little bit more complicated than what I thought. So what I might do before I go to bed is test everything, which is what I should have done. And I'm sorry that I didn't do this before. All right, we're ready for the second quarter. Oregon State, black uniforms, top and bottom. The letters in white, the numbers in orange. And they'll start the second quarter. Hey! They'll start the second quarter with the ball as Schuler brings it up. Schuler in the front court for Schimmel, top of the circle. On the right wing, dancing on the dribble to the top. A bounce pass underneath for Williamson. Back outside for 3. And that is Whitaker, the rebound. 19-17 Gonzaga. Whitaker at the free throw line, fouled. Whitaker, the freshman from New Zealand, is fouled on the play. 9:28. Oh, Dobbs is heading to New England. There were reports saying Dobbs was headed to San Francisco. So with that report now, that takes Romeo Dobbs off the market. Whitaker goes up with a reverse and scores. So New England is reloading for another Super Bowl run. 21-17, 9-10 for the half. Schimmel holds up top. Now on the right side is Schuler. I am clearly not prepared for this, even though I printed up all the paperwork and everything. Shot is forced up, but a travel is called. So Romeo Dobbs gets a new deal with the Patriots. Okay, I like the deal. You get rid of Stephon Diggs and you bring Romeo Dobbs in. So I'm glad I called Shane Lake on that first to get a confirmation. Didn't get one. He's headed to New England. So good for him. Whitaker for 3. So it rolls home. 24-19. Whitaker now with 11. She's averaging 19.2. Bolden holds at the top to Schimmel. Schimmel on the drive, left of the lane, all the way in, throws the lefty layup. Nope. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Stays with Oregon State. Just a flick of the wrist from Whitaker. And she'll now depart to get some rest. As mentioned, Whitaker now has 11. Gardner on for her. Baseline left, they let to come in. And they have it in play to Villa. Villa drives in, leaves it for Williamson, who shoots it in. Lizzie Williamson gets on the board. She has 4, and it's 24-19. Taylor Smith on the left wing. Hands it off at the free throw line, back to Taylor Smith. Smith spins in from the left with comes back with a hook shot, no good. Williamson the rebound, a chance to make it a 3-point game or 2 with a long one. Schuler brings it up. Schuler across the timeline into the front court. Kennedy Schuler plays it left wing. A 3-pointer on the way is good for Jenna Villa. And just like that, it's a 2-point game, 24-22, and 7:15 remaining in the first half. Montana and Portland State in the Big Sky semifinal later on tonight. Okuso has it, tipped away and stolen. Chance to tie for Oregon State. Schuler trots it up. Schuler into the front court, leans over the dribble, works her way right off the Williamson screen. Schuler picks up her dribble, plays it back left to Bolden. Bolden underneath to Williamson, swings the left-hand layup up, no good. And the rebound comes down to Jayden Hall. Gonzaga in the front court. Okuso driving in from the left, stops foul line, comes up shooting, in and out. Williamson the rebound. Schuler trots it up in a hurry. Schuler turns, finds Bolden on the right wing. Bolden driving in. Layup is no good, but a foul called, and Bolden shoots 2. Ooh, big hit against the Cincinnati Reds, as their star pitcher Hunter Green will be out until July. Removing bone chips from his pitching shoulder. Tierra Bolden to the free throw line, averaging 13 points a game this season. Hits the first one. 6:21 left in the half. 24-23. The second attempt on the way is good, and we're tied at 24. First tie of the ball game. Gonzaga has it in the front court to Allie Turner. Turner on the drive. Comes up, that's Betancourt at the foul line. Comes up shooting, missing. Rebound taken down by Schuler. Schuler hustles it up. Front court to the right. Looking for a play, gets one. Has it out between the rings. Schuler plays it right side to Villa. Villa steps back from 20. In and out. Rebound taken down by Hall. Hall to Okuso. Stops foul line. Back to Hall. And it's frozen again. Everything froze. Are you serious? Can you guys see me? I can't believe this. I might need to wait to get another computer. Yeah, I'm going to have to. I'm sorry about this, folks.